You'll never guess what we're doing today. We got a few loads out last night. Get some more out today. We didn't get started until after lunch. Got rid of those 2 4-H steers this morning and had a couple others we had to mess around a little bit with. That little dink one that I said in the video a while back, his mama didn't milk after the stomach worm went through her. He ended up with an infection where his ball sack was. I'm assuming there's a little bit of pus there. It wasn't bad, but he was running 103.4 temp, so we had to get him up, clean him up, and treat him. Had another one that had some goobers in the eye. Must have bumped it with a piece of hay or something in the feeder. But here's where I load out from this part of the barn. Kind of a pain. I'm going to see if I can take you at least for a ride in, but it's tight. I open that gate so I can't swing into it because I turn around right here. And I gotta lower the bucket to get in here. And if I can do this and steer with my elbow, I turn around right here. And no, I'm not this slow. Only this slow because I got something in my hand. That walkway we got to raise up to get under it. And I usually don't clean this part of the barn from here, but we're spreading this on a hayfield at the neighbors right now. And if I come through the lawn out there, all we'll do is muck the hell out of our whole yard. So, and this is the uneven, mostly dirt floor. So I just kind of weasel my way around. This particular spreader I'm loading now, I try to get the heavier stuff that's kicked a little more because the PTO on that tractor doesn't. The PTO shuts off, but the brake doesn't work. And I've measured it, I've checked it. There's 34 foot-pounds of torque on the. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. It takes 34 foot-pounds to stop the shaft. So when she spreads, she just leaves some in the back, but it's got to be heavy stuff, and it just holds the beaters. That lower bay is a little lighter stuff, got more straw in it because it didn't get as mucky. So that one I put into the other spreader, which helps. But we're really cruising. It's broke down a lot, so there's not much here either. But last year we were pretty late cleaning out. When I was a kid, that lower section wasn't here. It was just the top two. And the manure would be up to the board of the feeder. And most of that feeder, most of the way across, is 3 feet from the ground. And the lower wall was 5 feet high, and it would usually be almost at the top of the wall. And we'd be 3 days with a tractor and 2 spreaders. And when I got the skid steer, ended up with it out here at the farm and started using it here, we found that, okay, it's more of a pain because you spin around more. And I don't get as much per bucket just because I don't have the traction to get into it. But I can get around. With the loader, that lower section was like 1.5 foot lower, and you get too close to the edge and wrap around one of those posts, and all you can do is sit there until you get another tractor in here to pull it off. So it's a lot nicer with the skid steer, and yes, I have whipped around those posts and had to get pulled off. It can happen with this, but not as likely. That we filled that lower section up with rock. So anyway, this is what I'm doing today. But I gotta hurry up or she'll be back before I get this one loaded. So I'll get some more. I got number one's tractor, that 3545 Massey with the international spreader on it. She texted me and said, I'm stuck between gears. Well, she's sitting over there in the shadows. At 2294, sometimes you try to shift too fast, and you got to be very deliberate on the main, or it will slip in between, and she's in. Well, she's still in whatever gear she was in, but the stick's not there anymore. And looks like I got to come down here and scrape the road tonight. I don't like having to do that, but I think we finally got to where we're running over our tracks a little bit, or running over where we've been. Too slow here. I want the next one. I like the shifter on this because that top one's forward and reverse and neutral. But this one's been screwed up before we ever got it. There's some weld inside the middle of it. Hangs up. It doesn't like to shift into some of the gears because of it. In hindsight, should have took the man up on it. The guy that we got to haul this from Rossburg, Washington to Tillamook, he at one point was a Massey dealer, and he said it's the same tower as a 399. So he says, yeah, I'm pretty sure I still got one upstairs. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we should have got it from him. I should check and see. It's not too bad if it stays greased good, but you know, it doesn't always get greased as often as it should. Kind of like my loader right now, it's making a little noise.
With that spreader pulling, make it to the left up here by the trees at the corner right here.
Yeah, she's jabbering. We did that piece. We stay out of that spot because later, well, it gets pretty rank and gets kind of wet later in the year. And I want to get this strip at least done down here along the fence because this gets damp. So that's the plan at the moment. Right after I save her butt, switch her tractors, and then I can go load some more. I don't know how much later we're going to go tonight. It's still daylight, but got other things to take care of yet too, so you know. Oh, and something else I don't like about this, the park brake don't work. It's screwed up. So, you don't want it to move, crank the wheel. Now to do some fixing. The good thing is, we keep tools in most things. The bad thing is, she's still got to keep her foot on the clutch till I get it popped.
Still here.
That is what it does. She went to go into third, and third wasn't going to work.
I couldn't get it back anyway. I'm trying to. I got nothing.
That wrench is too big.
Except for the hook.
What I'm looking for.
I've tried the hook to get it.
A baler digger outer. That's what that is. As if you're lucky. You get right there. Oh, and it don't want to move. Maybe she done did it. Well, I'm gonna need both hands for this, so yeah, maybe I'll get you on the ride home. Like a bad dream, I'm back. She's backing down there to where we're starting as we're getting this lower part done while we can. I've been in here when it's been wet and we don't want to be in there. Yeah, this one's kind of nice because we got a hydraulic drive floor on it. I'm just trying to empty it out because it's late enough after having to come down here and mess around, and the cows want in for water. I'm going to take me a loop here and knock as much manure off the spreader tires as I can. It's the only way I know to get them off. I don't want to make too tight a circle though because I tear stuff up. And she's going to get that one emptied out. And I guess I'm not going to get the door shut. It won't go that extra little bit. But anyway, now we got this thing back. I ended up sticking that hay hook in there and hitting it with a hammer 3 or 4 times. Here you go. Don't say my oldest daughter doesn't fling shit, because she does. She does pretty good too. So I can't complain. Youngest one does pretty good too. Neither one of them like running this one too much. And, you know, tough. Number 1 does. Number 2, she'll avoid it at just about every cost you can imagine. And it looks like she's empty, so we'll shut the floor off. No, I got to look, and I'm hoping most of it's just because this has so much twist to it. I think we can pull the shaft, and it still has to wiggle side to side to shift, but I think we can do something different in there for a bushing. And you know, she's not a spring chicken. Got almost 8,500 hours on it. We're not the original owner. The original owner didn't put a lot on it, but the original owner was actually Portland Meadows Racetrack horse races, folks. And, you know, God only knows what they had for people running tractors. I know what kind of shape it was in when we got it. So, odds are, that's pretty much the kind that we're dealing with. Yeah, we'll see if somebody wants to come at 90 miles an hour. She's already had too many idiots challenge her when she's trying to turn in here, and she's half in, and they've tried to go in the ditch around her. And no, I'm not going to go to 4th. 3rd's enough. Catch some more view this way, see? Well, I don't run over the freaking road sign. They put them out there to get our mirrors. So far, we haven't taken any mirrors off on them. This one here, it was really in the way. You can see it's tractor side. They were nice enough to put that up about, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. But if you notice, they actually put her in the ground kind of close to the road. Then somebody, I don't know who, ran into it. And I'm not sure, I think they came around this corner too fast and lost it. They laid it over toward the field, and, well, we couldn't get past it in the field, so we pushed it back upright a little bit. But we clear it on the road now without any trouble. I'm good with that. So, yeah, it's early, it's 3:45, but by the time I get the barn button back up so the cows can get back in, and actually, number 1 will probably do that. I got to come up and scrape this stuff off the road before these idiots in the hills start bitching too much. I shouldn't say that. They're just ignorant. There is a difference. They're ignorant to the fact that they moved out to the country and they messed things up for us. They're idiots to the fact that most of them shouldn't even have a driver's license. The way they drive. Point of case here, there's a set of marks here on the driveway from somebody that was here earlier. They stopped there because somebody was coming up the road, and even on flat ground, they dug holes. I don't know. So, anyway, that's what it is today. And no, just because it's about 4 o'clock doesn't mean I'm done. I still got a couple hours left. And got to grab some pieces and let number 1 take home with her. She can stop off at the Napa on the way by and see if they happen to have parts I need. It's a little switch. This is actually the button for the horn on the skid steer. I just don't like not having it. I haven't had it. It hasn't been working. I took it apart last night. I fixed it, and going back together, trying to crimp the top back on, I broke the whole frickin' thing. So, needless to say, that made me very happy. Not. So, she's going to take the broken pieces in, because I don't have a part number or anything for it. All I know is that's where I got it. Hey, look, service truck. Hey, look, old service truck. Toolbox is on there, but it's sitting on a pallet with a bunch of stuff. Still need to do something with that. Fix it, sell it, something. And just a big lineup, because the only place to park is in the middle of the yard. Can't even see through the back window. Andy Detweiler, check out my windows. I don't know why she hasn't cleaned it, because backing in over there with the sun in the wrong spot's been an issue. This spreader's long enough, I've got to move it in order to load, because I'm coming out of about a 10-foot wide hole. And this spreader's 18 foot long where I dump into it. And the other one's like 12 feet, 12 or 13, I don't know. The other one I can kind of get it without moving it, but this one's got to get moved to finish loading. Hey, that's my day. Probably get this up tonight. I know I'm getting out of whack. I'm not putting them up at noon like usual. You'll get over it. Just makes it a different time of day for you and me. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit that little dingy bell, because like I say, that makes the girls laugh. And we'll be done cleaning, at least cleaning that barn tomorrow. I've only got like 3 full sections left in there, square sections between the poles, so it ain't too bad. Then we got the manure storage to get, and we'll clean the feed barn at the same time since it's below there. And everything else is going to get done with the track hoe out there by those feeders in front. That's got to be done with the track hoe, and out and back in the big bullpen where we run the bulls and the steers, the young ones. That I got to do with the track hoe, because there's no way I can get around the skid steer in there now. So anyway, thanks for watching. At least you got to see us load some poop, fling some poop. Kind of like monkeys, we throw poop. Catch me later.